Boeing stock is in the green despite missing earnings and pulling 2019 guidance. The company working through the fallout over two fatal crashes involving its 737 MAX 8 jets. Boeing says costs tied to the global grounding spiked $1 billion in the first quarter. This comes as the New York Times is reporting on safety concerns involving a different model, the Dreamliner. The publication speaking to a former quality manager at the company. Take a listen.
As a quality manager at Boeing, you're the last line of defense before a defect makes it out to the flying public. So as a quality manager, being the last line of defense, that's a huge responsibility. You know, everything I put my name on, I'm certifying that it meets the requirements, the regulatory requirements, is a safe, airworthy condition. And I haven't seen a plane out of Charleston yet that I'd put my name on.
Would you fly on a 787 Dreamliner out of Charleston?
No, ma'am. You couldn't pay me.
So guys, kind of shocking to hear the man who's behind, who puts his name on the safety of these planes, saying he wouldn't fly on a 787 Dreamliner. But despite that, the stock is up almost 1% today.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to the podcast before I got here, and they were saying chewing gum was holding together different liners of the plane, that safety is clearly not a primary concern as it should be, and that it's coming from the top down, right? Pressure from the factory, pressure from those at the top are making their production go faster than they should. And so all of that is really concerning. You know, these are how many airliners now are affected by major technical, software, and hardware issues.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the companies hit back at allegations that these issues exist in their factories, but we've seen, just as you just heard there from people on the inside saying that these problems exist, and that consumers who fly these planes should probably be worried a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's more concerning that it's coming down from senior management. And we've seen many stocks actually recently have huge declines. Vale's another example by the dam collapses and senior management being aware of that. And you do see the stocks recover slightly after these incidences because the pricing's so sharp downward, and then you get some rebound. So it wasn't really related to the earnings report, but I do think it is an issue on governance and safety when someone's life is at risk. And so unless they replace senior management or improve kind of the governance around these safety standards and have it coming from senior management, I think that's when the stock should really start to recover, but it should take time. I'm a little surprised, although the pop today is pretty minor. So
yeah, and well, even beyond that too, I mean, just when we talk about regulators as well, kind of the rotating door between Boeing officials and the FAA and people who have been regulating airlines in general, or airline manufacturers, I should say, in general, that's another concern there, not just within the company, but also outside when we're talking about public safety.
Yeah, we have a lot of airlines taking the hit for this, right? So we have Southwest. They're saying that now you can change your flight free of charge, and they're eating up those costs. And it's, as a consumer, no matter what type of Boeing aircraft that I take, I think that I would want to change that because, I mean, if they're having multiple issues and it's all jets coming out of a certain plant, how do you know that as a consumer, which jet is coming out of which plant, you know? So just to be on the safe side, what are airlines going to do across the board to guarantee that consumers will feel safe flying on their airlines?
Yeah, it's definitely not something that's been resolved yet, and something we'll continue to track as the news cycle goes on.